move on to old business. I did get and under that, I got the letter from Trees Please from Mid-America, and they did approve $1,000 for us.
Okay, good.
So we'll be getting that, they said March of 2009. And in their letter, they said the grant must be used for purchase of trees only, and trees need to be planted in common areas such as parks, trails, and right-of-ways. This is what I'm wondering. Now, I interpret right-of-ways like parking. Isn't that?
We can't do that.
Well, we can. It's just they can be used in trails, parks, and right-of-ways. So if someone requested one from their home in a right-of-way, wouldn't that be legitimate? See, that is a right-of-way. Parking technically is the city's right-of-way.
Okay, when you talk about, parking...
The parking, between the sidewalk and the curb.
Okay.
I consider it parking.
Okay.
And they says in trails and right-of-ways. And I don't know if that's my interpretation of it. I don't know what theirs is.
I guess what I'd see maybe an issue there, though, is
what?
somebody, if someone, a homeowner got a tree and then they chose not to put it in the...
Well, that'd be the stipulation that they would have to put it in the right-of-way.
I don't think we can do it in the right-of-way. I think this has been discussed before.
Is it? Well, that's what they say in here, trails and right-of-way. That's why I'm wondering if that is their interpretation.
You'd have to check with Adam. I'm almost sure that was
that's what I'm
something that was...
And if it is, fine. But I thought that might be a way of being able to provide trees if they put it, because some of these trees have had to be removed for because of age and I don't know what their interpretation of right-of-way is. It says this program is not a residential customer tree planting program. So,
okay, if there is a right-of-way, who owns between the sidewalk and the...
City.
I think the city owns it. You have to maintain it.
Okay.
That's the way I was always...
So the city owns it?
But you are responsible, cutting the grass and whatever else.
If there's not a sidewalk there, is there still a right-of-way?
Yeah. They get so many feet. That they
From
can,
the center.
I think this came up when that rule came about having your trees trimmed so far up from the street. I'm not sure whether we were in this group at that time or...
No, I don't think our group discussed it, since I've been here anyway. But I know the city, the homeowner's responsible for keeping it 15 feet above the street and 8 foot above the sidewalk. I think
that's when this came up. If we had those old minutes, it would help, I know.
Yeah. I don't know where they are.
Yeah, I suppose we could check with trees or...
Yeah, I can give them a call and see if that is their interpretation.
See if that's their interpretation.
And we may have enough places to put trees without that.
Yeah. To me, if they specifically say it's not a residential tree customer program, I would think their intent is
not
to use it.
Well, but see, I'm looking at your backyard or someplace other than on the right of way. Because that really enhances the street if you've got trees,
kind of
nice trees along it,
public.
and you drive down it. You're someplace in the city that looks really sharp because the trees are big and they almost canopy over the street now. But I can check with them and see what their interpretation is before we do anything further.
Well, and check with the city, because it should be in the rules, or their bylaws, or whatever that would be under.
What do you mean by, with the city bylaws, what's considered right of way, or?
Whether we could actually put a tree there, because the city, I know, at one time said we couldn't.
Oh, they mean they wouldn't let us put trees in the park? Why was that? I mean, we don't recall what that was.
Well, there was just problems about it, and I know it was brought up in city council.
Well, yeah, that's
it might be. One thing I can think of, a lot of your sewer and so on runs underneath the street.
Yeah,
and one of the problems with the sewers and so on is having the roots grow into.
Yeah. With the new type sewer, they can't penetrate the PVC like they could the old type. course, we got a lot of the old type.
We have a lot of the old.
Here's a lot of the new. Well, we'll have to check that out then.
Maybe we should check with the city, you know, because I can see some, you know, maybe our priority would be to do in right-of-ways, but possibly at some point in the future, we might want to do so. On the other hand, if the city has an ordinance that you can't plant in the
Right.
right-of-way, then it,
I
then
just
it precludes even going to.
can't believe they would. I mean, because we've got trees all over those right of ways.
I think you could ask Tom Lake too, because he was part of that whole situation.
Probably the best thing is we could go to write to this city and ask
Yeah.
our administrator
Yeah.
or Sandy and tell
And
them.
find out if there's any
if
regulations.
there's any
ordinance
regulations.
against. I can't believe they put an ordinance against planting in the right of way, because that, you know, along the curbs, because there's trees. But there could have been at some point that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of places where there's.
Yeah, oh yeah, all over.
Yeah. In fact, you take it to the swimming pool park, there's a whole row of
Yeah.
walnut trees within about.
Well, until we know, we won't be able to do anything with that.
Should one of us check?
Well, you want to check with
I can check with the city.
Adam then on that, see if there is. I'll call Mid-America and see what their idea of right-of-way is. You know, if in the event that then we can make some decisions on that.
Let me check there to see if we can
Yeah.
even plan it. I'll let you know.
And I can
if
check
they
with them and
can't.
see
If there's an ordinance against it,
Yeah,
you don't even have to bother to call them.
okay, yeah.